Hey everybody, this is Jessica. So this is my first video and I wanted to show everybody how I made this hand-painted flowers with some acrylic paint. I was working on a couple different designs last night. I really like this one too. But I think I'm gonna do this one today. So the base that I'm using right now, I have Revel DP20 Erica, and then I have Vividip nails in Lovable. The Lovable is definitely a lot more muted than it is what I see on my monitor right now, but in person it's a lot more muted, but it's really pretty. I also have a little soap dish here with some paint on it. I just get a bunch of different paint from Walmart. I get the matte acrylic paint, it's 50 cents. So it's really cheap. You can buy a bunch of different colors. You can use any kind of colors for these flowers. You can do whatever palette you like. I just really like pink and purple and blue, my favorite colors. So I also found these little brushes here on Amazon. I have a couple of different little tips, but I like this pink one the best. This is a really nice one. Then I have some Walmart brushes. Nothing fancy, nothing special about them. Okay, so to make these, essentially all you're doing is just putting a blob of paint down, any color you want, and then you're just drawing little lines and little dots just to kind of accentuate what a flower would look like. And they don't have to be perfect. They can be, it doesn't matter, whatever, they'll, in the end, it'll come together. So I'm just gonna take some of this light pink paint. I'm gonna draw my flower. And I have some water over here I'm cleaning my brush with. And this is my first video, so please bear with me. I'm trying to stay in frame and remember that I'm supposed to be talking and not just doing. And with the acrylic paint, you can, you know, go back over it multiple times and it just adds dimension. So it doesn't matter if it's, you know, not exactly what you want, you can always go back and fix and do. I'm just going in with a bunch of different colors. Bring you in a little bit closer. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. I'll do some on my other finger too. Again, just making a little blob here. They don't have to be perfect. They're kind of better if they're not perfect. And then you just choose whatever colors you like. I'm gonna do some on my thumb too, I think. this one a little bit different. I think I'm gonna make him just a little bit bigger. All right, now that these have dried just a little bit, probably need to dry a little bit more. I have like a little sparkling code sub card. I'm just going to use to kind of fan these a little bit. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some contrasting color and I'm going to kind of draw like a little center on my flower. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we'll kind of draw some little lines. Kind of in a circle. I'm going to use some different colors too to kind of make it a little bit more. Just give it a little more depth. I'm going to do the same with the purple. Sometimes I just kind of wipe my brush off. I feel like it's too wet. Try not to get too much paint on my brush. Sometimes I look at them and I think, this doesn't look like anything. But then in the end, it kind of comes together. just have to give it some time. Now I think I'm going to take this a little bit longer, thinner brush. I'm going to use this darker green for my stems. And I'm just going to start and try and get the end as tapered off as I can so that it's not real fat. Like that. And then I think I'm gonna put a little bit down here. And I just draw like little lines, and they're kind of like one's going up, one's kind of going down, just to give it a little bit of dimension. So that not everything is going in the same space. And if you don't like it, like right there, you don't love that, you can dab your brush in a little bit of water and you can just wipe it off. And then you can kind of give it another go. It's a little bit better. And then do the same down here. Like that. I feel like once you put the stems in there, it kind of then makes you think that it's not just big blobs on your nail. It's more like a flower. Okay, I'm gonna dip into some of this blue and make the leaves. So for the leaves, I try to just do like some really tiny little leaf shapes. Sorry, my lighting's not good when I get real close to the camera. See if I can make it a little bit better. There we go. Like that. And then I'll do a few over here. like that. And then I kind of like a little bit of blue in my flower. And then you could totally just leave it right there, but I have a little dotting tool. That's not it. There we go. I have a little dotting tool with a really teeny tiny little end on it. And I took some of this dark pink. I really like that color. And I just kind of added a couple little dots. Just to kind of, I don't know, give it a little something. And I added a little bit of blue in there as well. My blue over here. I'm going to do my leaves again. Okay. Might just add just like one little dot there, and maybe I feel like I need a blue dot instead. Just like that, just a little something. You don't have to do anything at all. So then, you don't have to do this. This was just me being very picky. I went back with my green, dip into my green, and I went back over my line just the littlest bit, just to kind of, because I got some blue on my line, and I still wanted my green line to kind of show up. But if you don't do it, that's totally fine. It's not gonna make a difference. There we go. So those are my little flowers. And I'm gonna do my thumbnail. So let's see. What am I gonna do on this? I think I'm gonna do a little of this. And I kind of like it when the middle is not perfectly round. I think that gives it a little something extra. It's like in the end, you don't want it to be all perfect. Because not every things in nature are not perfect. Just kind of wiggle your brush around. Sorry, I'm trying to get in frame. I think I'm gonna keep with this little brush and maybe add some little greenery down here, maybe some little swooshes. Switch to the skinny brush for my longer stems. It's actually a lot easier to do it on this thumb than it was on my other fingers. And I really do feel like these brushes with the really skinny tails on them make the difference when it comes to trying to get like really thin lines. And I'm just drawing tiny little lines for my leaves. Kind of dotting and pulling out. Dot, pull out. Dot, pull out. I really like the dots, so sorry if y'all don't love the dots, but I love the dots. I really feel like the dots bring it home. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So here are those. And then try to get the thumb. There's the thumb. I'm gonna let these completely dry, and then I'm gonna put some clear coat over top. So I've been trying these today, the new ManiMix base and top together with the Activator, and it took me a couple nails to kind of, you know, get the feel for it, but I like it so far. We will see how it wears. And for clear, I use the double dipped, just clear. And this thing is so humongous. I love it. Okay. I never paint my nails this way, so let me do it like this, where I can actually, this is how I paint my nails. I never paint them the other way. I really want to make sure I get it good so that my paint is encapsulated, so that I'm not gonna file it off, because I have been known to do that many times. I'm gonna use my little, kind of clean up this a little bit. I usually use this, let me find my little tool. I usually use this to clean up around my cuticles, this really tiny one that I have no clue where I got, I can't remember. And I just kind of like wiggle my finger in the powder just to make sure it really gets it good. Okay, so got my clear on. Let me do some on my thumb now that it's dry. I'm making a mess. Okay. Yes, I know I made a mess. I have a powder brush around here somewhere. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. Now, hello, there we go. Now I'm going to put some activator on. These are the files that I normally use. I got these off of Amazon, and I use just a white buffing block. I'll kind of zoom you back out. There we go. White buffing block. This file. And I just kind of file around the edges just to make sure there's no rough. I already pre-shaped and filed when I did my dips of Erica, so those are just to kind of clean it up a little bit and make sure that it's not any rough edges from that dip of clear, and just to kind of define my shape a little bit. I totally messed up a little pinky, but he's all right. Okay, and then I take my buffing block and I just go over. And then this is the e-file I use, also from Amazon. This is the bit that I normally use. If I don't use this on my natural nail, but I use this on the dip powder. Okay, when I'm done, I use a little lint-free wipe. Wipe everything with alcohol to get all the dust out. Let that dry. Okay. Go in with my activator. The instructions say to let it sit for a couple of minutes, so we're going to do that. Now what I'm going to do after I use my activator and I let it sit, I come back with my lint-free wipe and I wipe all my fingers. Really good to make sure there's nothing on them. Then I can go in with my top coat. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my second coat. I'm gonna let them dry. All right, there you have it. There they are. I hope this tutorial was really good for y'all. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will try and answer them. And I hope if you do try it, you'll tag me so I can see them. Bye.